Hola familia, welcome to the first of 10 episodes where I'm going to share with you the story of the Paladin of Justice, El Justiciero, the Border Hero, El Peso Hero. So in celebration of 10 years, I have developed a visual narrative retelling all the stories we have been telling for over 10 years of El Peso Hero. So it's going to be told chronologically. They're going to be released weekly through the Rio Bravo Comics YouTube channel. So please like and subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And I really hope you enjoy this amazing artistic way. So check it out. Like I said, I really hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you next week for the next episode.
Our inaugural episode is called El Peso Hero, La Cueva de las Espadas. El Peso Hero, the Cave of Swords. This is the first of 3 stories from the El Peso Hero origin story arc. It was released in 2014 with pencils and inks by Guillermo Villarreal and colors done by Chema. We begin on a desolate dirt road as a military Humvee races across the Chihuahuan desert. 1980, outskirts of Naica, Mexico. The Humvee stops and a group of Mexican Marines dismount. A blindfolded man in a lab coat is escorted by military personnel. This is our first introduction to General Ortega, a character that will be a thorn in El Peso Hero's side for many books to come. General Ortega takes out a cigarette and asks, "Where's La Cueva de las Espadas, Doctor?" A reluctant Dr. Salas coughs blood and splatters on Ortega. "Knock some sense into him," Ortega orders. Dr. Salas falls into the ground. Ortega holds a picture of his granddaughters. He asks again where the cave is while threatening the lives he holds dear. Ramirez, one of his soldiers, makes an off-cuff remark, not guaranteeing the doctor's own life. Ortega defends the Nobel Prize-winning scientist. As Dr. Salas is picked up, he notices grenades attached to his soldier's belt. Dr. Salas remarks, "You wouldn't know how to harness its power. You need me alive." Ortega finds humor in his remark and tells him the true power is La Patrona's money. As they walk, Ortega pries for more information from the doctor. He is in search of a cave with a special crystal. Dr. Salas comments that they wouldn't survive searching for the crystal due to the cave's hazardous temperature and humidity. They wouldn't last more than 10 minutes. El Pozolero grabs the doctor by the throat, irritated by the lack of respect he shows the general. Coughing, the doctor informs them of the location of the cave. We were given a formal introduction to one of our great villains, El Sicario known as El Pozolero. General Ortega shares the origin of his name and his speciality in a way to inspire Dr. Salas. Ortega's patience grows thin and reminds the doctor what's at stake. They arrive. Ortega takes a moment to brief his soldiers on the intelligence of the cave and its hazardous environment, or lack of intelligence. This is an actual cave called La Cueva de las Espadas, Cave of Swords, in Naica, Mexico, with large selenite crystals and minerals. El Pozolero asks, what is the specific crystal they are looking for? Ortega shares with him a torn page from the journal of Dr. Salas. It includes schematics and detailed scientific annotations about the crystal. But the most revealing part is that it emits unique radiation that destroys residue from narcotics. "Are we at risk of contamination?" El Pozolero inquires. "Negative," the general answers. Dr. Salas corrects the general and states that long exposure to the crystal can cause mutation on a molecular level. The effects can vary from person to person, but are ultimately uniquely fatal to that person. It is also hypothesized that in rare cases, it could give a person powers. The agitated general cuts Dr. Salas off, revealing to us that he knows more than he is letting on about the crystal. He gives him a 10-minute window to retrieve the crystal and reminds him of what is at stake. Inside the cavern, Dr. Salas leads his escort to the location of the crystal. The humidity and temperature begins to rise. They're getting close. Outside the cave, 10 minutes have gone by and Ortega checks his watch. An explosion rocks the entrance of the cave. A lone Dr. Salas emerges. Then Ortega draws his weapon. "What did you do to my men? Hijo de tu chingada madre." Dr. Salas holds a red and green glowing crystal in one hand and a grenade in the other. Dr. Salas yells for forgiveness from the Virgin Mary herself for what is about to do for the good and sake of the nation. Then Ortega pleads to Dr. Salas to think about his family. In desperation, Dr. Salas does the unmatchable. Five years later. Ignacio Rivera. Are you ready? Ángel Rivera, Ignacio's cousin, dares him to enter La Cueva de las Espadas, the cave of many legends and stories. He teases him, telling him he cannot last more than 10 minutes. Pressured by his cousin, he enters. As Ignacio enters deeper and deeper inside, he comes across 15-foot-tall crystal pillars. He is amazed. It becomes a fun playground, but a glowing green and red crystal catches his eye. He decides to retrieve it. As he pulls the crystal from the column, it begins to rumble. The cave is silent, with the exception of the dripping water from the stalagmites on the ceiling. Ignacio has fallen unconscious, clutching the glowing crystal. A curandera rescues and resuscitates him. She asks him for his name, but that is all he remembers. Hours later, as the sun begins to set, a search party arrives at the location of the cave. Their search dogs are released and they point to the direction of the cave, but are reluctant to enter. La Patrona arrives, the matriarch of the infamous Rivera cartel. She asks why the dogs stopped searching. Her henchmen, afraid of her response, tell her the dogs are afraid of entering. She bites back at them, calling them cowards. Ángel, worried about his cousin, asks his grandmother, what will become of Ignacio? She calls Ignacio weak, like his dead father. Ángel is now the heir to the Rivera cartel. We then turn to outside a farmhouse, where the curandera Doña Rosa is feeding her chickens. She greets her ranch hand, Don Fermin. We notice that Don Fermin is wearing a belt with PH embossed in the buckle. He shares the news that the local doctor believes Ignacio is suffering from dissociative amnesia. He also believes the boy should return to his family. Doña Rosa solemnly disagrees. She believes Ignacio has been given a second chance in life away from the Rivera cartel. He believes she is her grandmother. Months later, we see Don Fermin and Ignacio walking by a busy mercado. Ignacio asks Don Fermin when his cousin Miguel will come back to visit. After he finishes his police entry exam, answers Don Fermin. The busy mercado erupts into gunfire. Ignacio is caught in the crossfire. Don Fermin tries his best to shield the boy. Everyone is amazed as he is unharmed by the bullets that struck them. We jump to a violent summer 2008. Border city of Los Brazos. Emilio Reyes, the son of the cartel boss of Las Tortugas, makes a formal declaration of war against El Catrin's cartel. Las Tortugas declares allegiance to the people of Los Brazos and vows to end El Catrin's violent rampage. We are introduced to the Tortugas cartel, a group who declares themselves a more humane alternative. We then cut to the arrival of some city individuals at Doña Rosa's ranch late at night. They come with expectations of extortion. We become aware that time has gone by because they share with us Don Fermin has passed away and cousin Miguel has become a police officer in the border city of Nuevo Laredo. As they approach the door, it opens. Ignacio, now El Peso Hero, greets them. ¿Andan perdidos, compas? Are we lost friends? El fin. The end.